Okay, this video is designed to demonstrate how to correct the error 161 issue that's affecting ProDoc. Just so you know, this is affecting all users of ProDoc. It's not isolated to students at Center for Advanced Legal Studies. It's affecting ProDoc customers in law firms, etc. And so they have provided me some guidance on how to help correct this issue. And what I hope to do is provide a video that's detailed enough so that our students will be able to correct this on their own by following these steps. So the first thing, I'm at our website at paralegal.edu/ProDoc. That's where we post and update all the information related to ProDoc. The latest video that's here currently is for the fall 2016 version. Once we get a new version for the summer or this fall of 17, I'll be able to redo this. But for now, what I want to do is scroll down past the normal installation instructions down to where it says resolving error 161. So like it says here, if you're receiving error 161, you're going to need to completely reinstall ProDoc after nuking your existing installation from orbit. So that's a reference to one of my favorite movies, Aliens. So this first part, copy all the BTR files in your ProDoc folder, and along with this file. This is only if you have data in ProDoc that you want to save. If you don't really care, if you haven't really used ProDoc much, or there's nothing saved in ProDoc that you're concerned about, you can skip this step. That being said, if you've created Word documents or you've created documents using ProDoc, those documents won't be removed or deleted in any way, only ProDoc itself. So just for purposes of demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and show how to back up all of these BTR files. And I will provide a link here on screen once I know how far you can fast forward to skip this. So the first thing we want to do is go into our ProDoc folder, which is going to be on our C drive. So let me go to our C drive. You'll see here I have ProDoc. And what I want to do is there's all these BTR files. So an easy way to kind of sort all these and get all these BTR files is just to click up on the type. You may need to make some adjustments to the way your File Explorer is displaying it, but if I click on type, it's going to sort all these files by their extension, and that way I can scroll down and get these BTR files. So what I'm going to do is click, not double click, just click on the very first BTR file, and then I'm going to scroll down to the very last BTR file. There's a bunch of them. There's a BTR file, this one here. And I'm going to hold down my shift key, holding down my shift key, and then I'm going to click, and it's going to select all of those files. So what I want to do is select the first one, which is account.btr, scroll all the way down to the last one, and then while holding down the shift key, I'm going to click the last one. It's going to select them all. And then what I can do is just go in here and go right click, copy, and then I'm going to save these or paste these into a new folder. So I'm going to go back to my C drive, and I'm going to create a folder. I just right click and create a new folder, and I want to call it ProDoc Backup. Oops. Backup. So I've created a new folder on my C drive called ProDoc Backup. I'm going to go in there, right click, and then I'm going to paste all those BTR files. So I'm backing them up. And also, other than the BTR files, there's another file that it wants me to save. It's called the sysset.tps. Sysset.tps. So I'm going to go back into my folder, my ProDoc folder, and find that sysset.tps. So I'm going to scroll down. These are still sorted by file extension, so I'm going to go all the way down to the TPS files, and here's my sysset.tps. So there's only one of the files, so I'm going to right click it, copy it. I'm going to go back to my C drive, go to my ProDoc Backup, and then I'm just going to right click somewhere in here and paste it. and there I've got the sysset.tps. So essentially, to back up my ProDoc data, I've copied all of the BTR files and the sysset.tps file into a folder outside of the ProDoc installation folder. So I just created a folder called ProDoc Backup. So you can see here I have ProDoc, then I have this folder that I've created to put all those backup files. So that's the first thing I want to do, but only if I'm interested in saving my ProDoc data. If I don't want to do that, I can skip this step completely. So let me close this out. And now what we're going to do is move on down to the step just to uninstall ProDoc and SOS. And then I'm going to uninstall Pervasive anyway. What I'm going to do in this video is do everything to the extent that I can to make sure that no matter who follows these instructions will be able to reinstall ProDoc and not get the 161 error. So what I'm going to do is go to my control panel. I think I can type in here and go control panel, and see it's going to bring up my control panel. If you can't find it that way, you can always go down here and then go to settings and then type here control panel, and it'll bring it up as well. So I've got my control panel here, and that's going to allow me to uninstall a program. And I'm going to scroll down and I want to uninstall first ProDoc. Here we have ProDoc. And so to uninstall it, I'm just going to hit uninstall. And it asks me, do I want to completely remove the selected application? Yes. So while I'm doing this, it can take quite a while. There may be times in this recording I may fast forward or skip ahead. So just so you know. But the first thing I did was uninstall ProDoc. And I want to wait for it to be removed from my list of programs and features here. It takes it just a second. There it goes. It's gone. The next thing I want to do is uninstall Small Office Suite. Here's Small Office Suite. I have to make sure that I uninstall that as well. Uninstall. Small Office Suite is a companion product to ProDoc, so it has to be uninstalled at the same time. So we're going to get rid of that and let it finish here. And it should disappear here in just a second. There we go. And then the last thing I want to uninstall is the Pervasive PSQL. That's a database engine that ProDoc uses to, I guess, store data, etc. And that's one of the things that's causing a problem and causing the error 161. So I want to uninstall it. And this seems to take a little bit of time. So again, when you're watching this, I may have fast forwarded and cut out some of the waiting. But on your end, it just depends on your computer and how fast it is, how long this process takes. Okay, there we go. So it's finally gathering the required information, whatever that might be. Okay, so now it has uninstalled the Pervasive as well. So first step was to back up the BTS, I think they were called the BTS files. Let's see here. BTR files, back up the BTR files along with the sysset.tps file. That's only if you want to be able to recover your data. The next step was to uninstall ProDoc, Small Office Suite, and Pervasive, which we've done. So we can close this out. I'm going to minimize this. So I don't think I pointed out, but my ProDoc and my SOS icon were located right here. They're now gone. So the next thing I want to do is, just to be sure, I want to make sure that some of the registry entries that are associated with automated legal systems, which is the original manufacturer of ProDoc, and ProDoc, they've been removed from the registry. So I'm going to go down here to my little Cortana here, type in regedit. You might just have to search for this on your computer, but you're looking for a little program that's on your Windows computer, all Windows computers, called regedit. And I'm going to launch this. Now, where we're looking, a little bit about the registry. There are these different hives, or these different groups or classifications of settings, and what we're interested in is the current user. So we can expand that right here with that little drop down, and then down to software, and we're going to look for something either called automated legal systems. I don't see it here, so the uninstall process probably got rid of it. And then I'm going to scroll down and see if there's anything under ProDoc, and sure enough, here's ProDoc and pervasive. So I'm going to click on ProDoc to select it. I'm going to right click and then hit delete, and I want to get rid of it. So find the ProDoc and then right click and delete. So that gets rid of it from our registry. The last thing I want to do, which is not something that I was told to do by the tech support folks at ProDoc, but it seems like it kind of makes this a more sure thing, is to go in and delete the ProDoc folder and the SOS folder. Of course, I'm going to leave the backup folder, but I'm going to go ahead and click on that and delete it. Oops. Click on that and delete it. And that's going to delete all of the ProDoc files. Same thing with SOS. I'm going to completely get rid of everything that's related to ProDoc and SOS. The files that were installed, I've also uninstalled it, and then I've deleted the registry settings. So now I'm pretty much as much I have nuked this from space, it is gone to best of my ability. Now all I have to do is reboot my computer to continue the installation of the new version of ProDoc. So I'm going to stop the recording and then reboot my computer. To do that, I just go down here to the Windows button, hit the power button, and then either shut down or restart. Either one will work. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so I'm back after rebooting my computer here. And I've gone ahead and pulled up our website that has the ProDoc information. You can see that ProDoc and SOS is completely uninstalled. I'm going to check my registry just to confirm that I don't have any ProDoc entries. And I don't, or no automated legal system. So you don't probably even need to check your registry, but I just want to make sure that's gone. I've also gotten back here to our website where I can download the latest ProDoc files. Now, like I said, typically we'll have everything here. This is kind of an exceptional circumstance where ProDoc's misbehaving. So I'm going to scroll down to the resolving error 161, and we've already done all of this. We've backed up the BTR files. We've uninstalled ProDoc and SOS from the control panel along with pervasive. We've addressed the registry folders, and now we're going to download the latest version of ProDoc. Now I've already done that just to save some time, and here it is in my downloads folder. Now one thing that's kind of important is, see, it says install ProDoc with administrator rights. So the way we're going to do that, go back to our folder, is instead of just double clicking the install file, we're going to right click, and when we right click it, it's going to give us the ability to run it as an administrator. So I'm going to go ahead and click that, and that just lets us run the ProDoc installation with elevated privileges, and that should help kind of resolve some of these problems. So here we go with the installation process. And again, just to recall, I have completely removed ProDoc and SOS from my C drive. The only thing I have left here are the backup files that I can copy over later if I want to. So, but anyway, here's my ProDoc installation. I'm going to go ahead and get started. And it's asking me for the installation key code. So I want to use the one that was provided here with the latest install file. And I just highlighted that installation key code and hit Control C, and that copies it to my clipboard. And now I can hit Control V, V as in Victor, and it'll paste it in, save me a little bit of typing. And I'm going to install all of these volumes. I'm going to have it install it to C :/ProDoc. That's the default. I want to leave it there. And I want to do the same thing with SOS. Just leave it right there. For the most of this, you can use the default settings. I'm going to accept the license terms, and I'm going to accept them again for the pervasive PSQL. I don't need to check the install connection for time slips. We don't use time slips. Just hit next, and then it's ready to install. So I'm going to go ahead and click install. So the installation's usually pretty quick. It kind of depends on your computer. Some different factors. Again, if this seems to bog down, I may fast forward through my recording so you don't have to watch this install, but it can take 3 to 5 minutes, sometimes a little bit longer. Okay, so it's pretty much finished installing ProDoc. And so now the next step will be going on to install Small Office Suite, or SOS. Okay, great. So the ProDoc installation is complete. I'm going to go ahead and hit Finish, and let me minimize this. And so we can see I've got ProDoc SOS installed, but ProDoc, the main program, is still kind of not completely installed. It still has kind of a funny looking icon here. So what I'm going to do is double click it to launch it, and it's probably going to prompt me here to install Pervasive. It usually does that at this point. And we're getting a little user access prompt, so we're going to say yes. We're going to allow it to make changes to our computer, and now it's installing the Pervasive WGE. And again, this is some sort of, I think, database engine, so this takes a minute or so to install. Okay, so Pervasive software has been successfully installed, but I need to restart my computer. So this is the second reboot. We had to reboot after uninstalling ProDoc SOS and Pervasive. Now that we've installed all the components again, we have to reboot. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And then I'm going to stop my recording. But before I do, to restart, you just go down to the Windows button, to the power, and select either shutdown or restart. And so that's how you do that. I'll be back after I've restarted my computer. Okay, so it's kind of the moment of truth. We have completely uninstalled ProDoc SOS and Pervasive. We've removed any registry entries that are associated with these applications. We've also deleted the original installation files that were under the ProDoc and SOS folder on the C drive. We rebooted, and then we installed with administrative privileges the new installation files, provided the installation key code, and so this is the moment of truth. Let's see if it works. So I'm going to go to ProDoc now and launch it by double clicking, and let's see what happens. Excellent. So it's asking me for a registration code, which is what I anticipated. So we can get that again by going to our Paralegal website here. And let's scroll down to where this code is. So here's the registration code, so we can Again, highlight it and Control C as in cat, and then go up here to where the registration code and go Control V, and it should paste it in, and then we're going to click register. Now, it's kind of weird where the firm name is. This seems to change every time I do this. I think it picks it up from the last person who installed it. So there's different colleges and law firm names. So what we'll do is change the firm name to Center for Advanced Legal Studies. Center for Advanced Legal Studies, and hit continue. And we're going to confirm the firm name. And the registration process is complete, so we can continue and run ProDoc. Now, it should prompt you for this, but if it doesn't, it's okay. But it says select license. So this isn't normally what you would do when installing ProDoc. This is just the workaround because of this error 161. So what we'll do is just leave it highlighted and hit select. And it's asking for permission to make changes to my computer, so I'm going to say yes. And it's asking me for the BTR install, so I'm going to say yes. And with any luck, if you followed the steps exactly as I outlined in this video, you should be able to reach this point. So I'm going to enter my initials. It's saying that I've not previously logged on with these initials. That's fine. So I'm going to say yes. And then it's going to hopefully prompt me to enter in the rest of our firm information. So Center for Advanced Legal Studies, we're at 800 West Sam Houston Parkway, South, Suite 100, Houston, Texas 77042, 713-529-2778. Our fax is not necessary. Usually for firm email I put just info@paralegal.edu. And same thing for our website, paralegal.edu. So I hit OK. And there we go. Now it starts us off with the quick click menu. You also see down here in the lower right hand corner it was checking online for updates. Bear in mind that if you do install the updates online, it could take quite a bit of time. ProDoc is very slow at updating, so please don't do that if you are needing to use your computer for the next hour or two. Do it sometime when you're not going to need your computer. To change this, there we go. So here the updates are available. You could do them, but make sure you have a couple hours. I'm going to say do not do the updates at this time. I believe you can always go back to help, and maybe it's somewhere in here. Oh, check for updates. You can go to tools, check for updates when you're ready to do those updates. So to change this quick click menu, go to customize, down to options, and then miscellaneous personal settings, and then change that to the quick start assistant. That's kind of the more standard user interface that you'll see. When you do that, it's going to prompt you to disable backup. I always do this. I always disable backup, and then hit. Actually, it's thinking there, so that should be it. So there we go. There's the quick start assistant. Again, I disabled the backup just because for our purposes, we're not using ProDoc to manage cases. We're just doing it for educational reasons. The backup process tends to be kind of cumbersome. So now we've verified that ProDoc is properly installed. Everything seems to be 100% back to normal. We can hit File. We can exit ProDoc. And in this case, if we chose to back up our ProDoc files, we have all of these files. After exiting ProDoc, we can go in and hit Control A to select all these files, Control C as in cat to copy all the files, and if we did this, we could go back into ProDoc and then do a right click and then paste, and it'll overwrite all of these files. So we'll replace the files in the destination. That's only if you chose to back up your existing ProDoc installation. You probably didn't need to do that. So after doing that, then we just launch it again just to make sure everything works. It does seem like it prompts you for these programs to run, but I guess that's just something we have to deal with while they're fixing their program. So log back in, everything's fine. So that's it. Hopefully if you follow these steps, I know it takes at least a half hour or so, but that should get you back up and running with ProDoc. I've tested this several times. It seems to work in every instance. If for some reason you're not able to get ProDoc back up and running, open a trouble ticket at support.paralegal.edu, and you can submit a request here, or you can sign in and create an account. But if you're having trouble installing or repairing your ProDoc installation, please open a trouble ticket at support.paralegal.edu and just right here submit a request. Thank you very much. I hope this helps.